An apparent ransom letter given to the family of Nancy Guthrie has a deadline of later today. Two law enforcement sources tell CBS News that authorities are developing good information in the search for the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, but they also say nothing is imminent. On Saturday, Savannah Guthrie shared another video referencing a possible new ransom note directed to the family. Watch.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez joins us now from Tucson, Arizona. Andres, police say they made some progress over the weekend, so what can you tell us about that progress?
Yeah, Vlad, there have been several developments on the investigative front of this case. We'll begin with Friday when apparently that second ransom note was sent to media outlets. The FBI and the detectives are still trying to verify the authenticity of that note. But a few hours after that note was sent out to those media outlets, the FBI sent agents out here to Nancy Guthrie's house, and they ended up scouring the roof of Nancy's home. They were out here for several hours. They ended up removing a camera that was mounted from that rooftop. They also ended up towing away her vehicle as well. They're trying to process it for any potential clues. Then on Saturday, there was that emotional plea that you just played, 22 seconds long, that was posted on Instagram. A few hours later, at around 8:30, investigators from the sheriff's department ended up showing up at daughter Annie's house. They were there for about 2.5 hours, gathering additional evidence there, focused primarily on the garage of that home. Remember, Annie and her son-in-law were the last people who saw Nancy Guthrie before her disappearance. And then yesterday, sheriff detectives were out here, but they ended up focusing on the perimeter of her property along the backyard here. And so detectives, as they're doing these investigative follow-ups here at the property, they're also canvassing several gas stations in the neighborhood. They're trying to track down any suspicious vehicles that may have been in the area. We know that there are hundreds of vehicles that were there in the overnight hours of Saturday night to Sunday morning when she disappeared, and so they're trying to see if any gas stations in the area may have captured a particular vehicle. No news conference thus far over the weekend, but they reiterated that they still don't have a person of interest or any suspects in this case, and there is now a sheriff deputy that will be stationed outside her house here around the clock, all for security purposes, Vlad.
Surprised there wasn't someone out there already at the house. Andres, my heart just it breaks for Savannah. She, especially, you know, she says, "I beg you, please return my mother." Obviously, we know law enforcement probably works with the family to work on the wording.
The wording of the message.
So you're trying to look at the wording to see if it might indicate what they may know or not know or where they might be in this investigation. How is this latest video from the Guthrie family being received where you are?
Yeah, so we during that the last news conference that they held, the FBI was very important. They ended up highlighting how they're not the ones who are directly writing these messages, right, on behalf of the family. They're advising, consulting the family what to say, but they themselves are not writing word for word what the family should say. But a former FBI hostage negotiator ended up telling CBS News right after that message was posted that the Guthrie family demonstrated, quote, extraordinary discipline, that from the first apparent ransom note, they ended up going from an emotional plea to a proof of life demand. That was the second video. And now there's that offer to pay this ransom. So they said that every step is designed to keep an open line of communication. They say that whenever a family says publicly, quote, "we will pay," that's a deliberate strategic concession. It tells whoever is on the other line of this communication that the family is serious, that they're not stalling, and that there is a path forward. He pointed out that in his experience of crisis negotiations, the most dangerous moments is when the communications breaks down. Now, the family is doing everything they can to reach out to whoever has their mother. However, we don't know if that person or group has made contact with the family so far. And so they have not offered any proof of life. And again, we don't know if they have tried at least at all to talk back to the Guthrie family. So there is a second deadline that's coming up later today. We will see how this all ends up playing out. Adriana.
Andres, thank you so much. I mean, every day so many people across the country are waking up hoping for good news, and we are still here.
More than a week,
We are praying for the Guthrie family.
We really are.
We are keeping Nancy in our hearts.